Alright, so we're going to take a look at the SHANZU Rhino. This is one that Scab gave me, and I've had it for quite a while. I've been meaning to get this out as far as just doing a full review, but I wanted to show camp task with it. And so we're doing some barbecue grill stuff here and just butterflying some chicken out here and just showing what it can do in that capacity. Because that's really what this is sort of a camp cleaver type design with a really awesome 90 degree on the back, if you look right there, for fire starting, ferro rod stuff. And I know this wasn't a campfire, but I still started the grill with a ferro rod, so that was kind of the idea here. But this thing just cut through that chicken breast like a hot knife through butter. I mean, this is a sharp freaking blade. So as far as the handles go, I think they're G10. I haven't really looked up the specs. I'm a use guy as far as knife reviews. I should be more about specs. Sometimes I have them, sometimes I don't. I wanted to do some fish here, and I had some trouble this summer just being able to catch any fish. But I got a few, and I wanted to include one, but I didn't want the whole review to be just fish cleaning. So we're scaling it and cutting some fins off and things like that. And it does a pretty good job of going through like the spine and the bone portions of the fish. So it's, as far as like the curvature of the blade, you can really you can kind of cleave it off there, you know what I'm saying? You can press it against whatever cutting board you got, and it's sharp, and it's got a roll to it as far as the belly of the blade, so you can cut it right open. So we got a little bit of tiny animal processing there. Not the greatest, but it's definitely a stellar camp blade without a doubt. It's designed by Eric over at Outer Limitless. I don't know a whole lot about that whole deal, like whether he drew it up or whatever, but that's apparently the, I mean, it's got his logo on it and everything. The scabbard, by the way, looking at the scabbard, this thing's badass, has excellent retention, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I really like the design of it. It's kind of got that hammered look finish to it. There's a better look at that 90 degree. Pretty cool. Got a lanyard hole, and like it's pretty generous as far as the real estate on the handle and being able to hold it and just fit in the hands of a big guy. So that's cool. I like the curvature of it, and it's kind of got some contour to the scales, which you can kind of see. So it's not just flat. I mean, it's sticking out the backside if I'm choked up pretty good. It's, like I said, it's got some good real estate, and you can do some good push cuts, and we're just going to get into some rope here. I wanted to show some just cutting as far as like regular material for if you were needing to cut some kind of rope or anything of that type. And so I just got curious, and mid-narration through, I stopped and went to the SHANZU website, and the blade is 14C28N, and I'd known that was a pretty decent like budget knife steel, and this is kind of in that price range. It's not cheap, but it's budget in terms of it's not a super expensive blade. But this thing is, I've honestly, I thought this would be of like some sort of, you know, more high speed material than 14C28N, but it just gives me a deeper respect for this as far as blade steel, because I've got a few blades like this that are, you know, granted the real budget side of things, and they were pretty sharp. This thing has blown me away, and to find out that it's of the same steel, it kind of makes me a little bit of a fanboy of it, you know, because I'm into the budget minded type of thing, and this thing is impressive as far as its usability, and some of it's the design and edge geometry and stuff, but the thing holds a great edge. I mean, if I could get this to stand on end a little bit better, I could push cut through that pretty damn easy. And so when I got this, when Scab sent this to me, it was sharp when it showed up, and I've been using it a lot. I've run it through a drag through with some ceramic a couple of times just to kind of maintain it. I don't have a leather strop, but I'm gonna invest in a good one and see what that does, because I know that there's some just hair popping edges dudes are getting, you know, just finishing up and kind of getting that last polish with a leather strop. And I think that this blade would take one hell of an edge, putting some time into it and really finessing just a wicked edge on it. And I'm just here, you know, doing a little feather sticking, messing around, just making some kindling to start a fire here. And another thing I like to do with this 90 degree on the top side of it that's more for ferro rods is just scrape some powder off of some fat wood, because it just lights up a lot easier than feather sticks. And maybe I don't have the greatest technique for feather sticking. I can get it done, but I really prefer just kind of grinding a powder off of it because it just lights up real easy. Nothing bites into a ferro rod, so you got to be sure not to put too much pressure on there. But just some good old fat wood and just showing its ability to kind of spark, and it definitely has the 90 degree down to a science on the back side of that. So we're going to round out this review by taking a look at this scabbard. This thing has awesome retention. It snaps in really good. The belt clip, although it's plastic, it does fit the preferred belt I use. I wear a Condor rigger belt, and this thing snaps right over it and rides pretty well. It doesn't stick up too high with the blade stuck in the scabbard or anything, so that's cool. And I'm kind of a big guy, so there's a little bit of a muffin top, so I try to find something that rides a little lower. And this one's not cumbersome. I'm just showing you the snap in and out here. It's a definite retention on that. It doesn't rattle around a whole lot or anything. There might be a touch of rattle, but nothing bad at all. I think about everything on this knife is done really well, from just the blade shape of it, the 90 degree, the heat treat on this thing. It just come in razor sharp, and the scabbard is probably one of my favorites out of what I have now. Thanks to Scab for giving this to me. You can check this out at SHANZU's website. It's the SHANZU Rhino SM, I believe is the actual name of it. Sweet blade. I hope you all enjoyed the review, and we'll catch you on the next one.